The interim boss has just dropped a bombshell about the title race, and you won't believe what he said. A Celtic star is ready to jump ship as Premier League interest heats up. There's been a major development in the Green Brigade situation, and the manager has sent a message about the upcoming derby. Plus, we've got crucial match previews as the run-in gets serious. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Martin O'Neill has addressed questions about the final derby of the season at Celtic Park and whether Rangers supporters will still be present following the recent events at Ibrox. The match is expected to take place after the Premiership split, when the top six sides face each other again. The issue has been discussed widely since the Scottish Cup tie at Ibrox, where the match ended with a penalty shootout victory for Celtic. After the winning Thomas Cavankara penalty, Celtic supporters entered the pitch near their end in celebration before Rangers supporters appeared from another area of the stadium. Those scenes have led to discussions about future arrangements for away supporters in the fixture. In recent seasons, the allocation for visiting fans has been reduced compared with the numbers seen in previous decades. Despite that debate, the upcoming league meeting at Celtic Park is still expected to include away supporters. Under league rules, visiting teams are entitled to a ticket allocation for Premiership fixtures. O'Neill was asked directly whether there was any concern that Rangers might not receive tickets for the match after the split. He said, no, Rangers will be due their allocation, won't they? And they're entitled to that as well too. It's a league game, so I don't think anybody's arguing about that. But what I was talking about was the full allocation, something that I feel the fixture, although still a great fixture, has missed in years. And it looks, because of the happenings on Sunday, I assume that everybody will have a look at it and think, well, maybe it's not worthwhile. O'Neill was drawing a line between the normal away allocation used in league games and the much larger travelling supports that used to be common in this fixture. Years ago, both clubs would give thousands of tickets to the visiting side. In recent seasons, that number has been cut back, leaving only a small section of away fans at Celtic Park and Ibrox. There had been talk about whether bigger allocations could return again. When large numbers of supporters from both clubs are inside the stadium, the noise and tension around the match usually feels different. What happened after the Scottish Cup tie may now affect those conversations. The authorities and both clubs are expected to review the scenes before deciding if anything changes going forward. For now, attention stays on the game still to be played. When the sides meet again after the split, Celtic Park should still include a section for away supporters as part of the normal league arrangement. Now, for the main story, a Celtic star is developing an increasingly big reputation amid some impressive performances so far this season. The midfielder only joined the boys from Nordsjælland for a fee of £2 million last summer, but he has quickly made a big impression with the impact that he has made on the pitch. The 24-year-old is currently the top scorer for Martin O'Neill's side with 15 strikes to his name, a tally that is only bettered by Motherwell striker Tawanda Maswanhis across the entire Scottish Premiership at the moment. Celtic are putting transfer plans in place for next season, and it appears increasingly likely that they face a battle on their hands to keep hold of their star man. Football Insider revealed back in February that the player's performances for Celtic have seen him fall onto the radar of clubs in the Premier League ahead of this summer's transfer window. The Parkhead outfit are expected to consider any big offers that come in for the Sweden international ahead of next term, but they also believe that their next manager will likely want to build the team around him. However, the player himself is likely to have very different plans for the summer if his previous statements are anything to go by. The youngster revealed before joining Celtic that his dream is to play Champions League football, according to the Scottish Sun. The boys could potentially offer him that next term, but only if they are able to emerge victorious from the title battle that is currently ongoing between themselves, Hearts and Rangers. The player also suggested that he wants to play in the best leagues in the world, and that is a statement that will really have the alarm bells ringing for the hierarchy at Celtic Park. The Premier League is undoubtedly the strongest league in world football at the moment, and as a result, the player would surely be ready to move on if the right offer came up this summer. If Celtic do not qualify for the Champions League, then it is also a move that could take him one step closer to his ultimate goal. Celtic would surely have a hard time convincing him to stay if his heart became set on a move south of the border, but there may still be a way that scenario could benefit them. In other news, Martin O'Neill has praised the work Jens Berthel Askew has done at Motherwell ahead of Celtic's meeting with the Fir Park side this weekend. The Celtic manager expects a difficult afternoon against a team that has earned respect across the Scottish Premiership this season. Motherwell have climbed into the top four under Askew. Their approach has been clear throughout the campaign. They move the ball quickly through midfield and push players forward rather than sitting back and waiting for chances. That style has brought results. Motherwell have picked up points against several of the league's stronger sides and have stayed close to the teams battling near the top of the table. Even when they lost to Dundee last weekend, the performance still reflected the confidence that has developed under their manager. Asku's work has also drawn attention beyond Fir Park. The Danish coach has been mentioned in reports about Celtic's long-term managerial plans once O'Neill's interim spell comes to an end. For now, though, the focus remains on the match itself. O'Neill spoke about Motherwell's progress during his pre-match press conference and acknowledged the job Asko has done with the squad. He said, "Oh, really tough game, absolutely. They've had a fantastic time. A bit of a setback there last week at Dundee would really have been the proverbial breath of fresh air for the SPL. It's been terrific. They've played really well and they play matches without any real fear. It's great. No, it's been terrific for them. They've been terrific. Hearts have been great this season, and I also think that Falkirk have been terrific as well. But from our immediate opponents, Motherwell, yeah, a real difficult game for us." Celtic will still expect to control possession at Celtic Park. When teams come to Glasgow, they often sit deep and look to counter quickly. Motherwell's approach has been different at times this season. Asku's side are comfortable pushing higher up the pitch. That can lead to open spells where the ball moves quickly between both penalty areas. For Celtic, dealing with those moments becomes important. When Motherwell commit players forward, space appears behind their midfield line. That can create opportunities if Celtic move the ball sharply. O'Neill's comments show the respect Motherwell have earned this season. The league table reflects that work. Facing them now comes at a point when Celtic cannot afford to lose ground in the title race. In other news, Martin O'Neill has spoken about the ongoing discussions around the Green Brigade and the possibility of the group returning to Celtic Park before the end of the season. The situation has been part of the wider conversation around the club in recent weeks. Interim chairman Brian Wilson addressed the matter earlier this week and indicated that talks had taken place about the supporter group's future at matches. The issue centres around stadium arrangements and agreements that would allow their section to operate within matchday guidelines. The Green Brigade are one of several organised supporter groups who gather in the same area of Celtic Park. Their section is often responsible for large banners and coordinated displays during matches. Those elements have been less visible during recent months. With the league season moving toward its final stage, attention is also turning to the atmosphere at home matches. Celtic have only a limited number of games left at Celtic Park before the split and after it. O'Neill was asked about the subject during his pre-match press conference ahead of the Motherwell game. The Celtic manager spoke about the value of everyone around the club pulling in the same direction as the title run-in approaches. He said, "It would be great if that was the case, absolutely. We're running out of home games now. I don't think we've got that many left, both now and during the split. The sooner it could get sorted, it would be fantastic because, as I said to you before, the club going in the same direction is what we want to do." O'Neill's comments are more about the timing than anything else. He is not involved in the discussions. Those decisions sit with the club and the authorities who deal with matchday arrangements. Inside the dressing room, the focus is elsewhere. Celtic are chasing points in the league and the games are starting to run down. Home fixtures can still make a difference in that situation. Celtic Park has often helped the team push through tight matches, especially when the game drifts into the final stages. But there are not many left now. With the split getting closer, the number of home games is shrinking, which is why the subject has come up again this week. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.